I've recently invested in a new half cage for my home gym. This one I got on sale, £200 it cost me, down from 450, so quite a bit of discount, which made it an easy purchase for me. I'll explain why shortly. This one is heavy duty, can hold a maximum of, or it's tested for a maximum of 380 kilograms, I think. Might have got that wrong. Does everything you'd expect a cage to do. I'll just show you a couple of the features. So the pegs here have a bit of rubber cushioning on them, which will give a bit of protection to your barbell. Not a huge point for me because with the previous pegs I had, there was never any damage done to any barbells I used on them. So not a huge issue for me. One thing that this one does have that my previous cage didn't is around the back you've got your space for putting your discs on. Not a huge, again, a good feature, but given my lack of space, not a huge selling point for me personally, because I do have this tree over here which gives me easy enough access to all my weights. The other reason this wasn't a huge selling point for me was because I want to have the cage right up against the wall so that the rest of the space can be used for anything else, and by doing that it means the 20 kilogram plates would be slightly too big to fit on, so I've just got a few of the smaller plates on at the moment. It does save me walking across the room though. Grabbing plates for the other side. Up the top, standard pull-up bar. Spotting hooks are the big selling point for me for this. There we go. Again, you've got the rubber coating on them. I never actually had to rely on these when I've been squatting. Fingers crossed I don't ever have to. But this was the big selling point for me with this cage. Given my lack of space, my previous cage had another steel beam coming up way out approximately here, which the spotting hook would go all the way through, and when I wasn't using them, so if I was deadlifting in this space here, I needed to move the bench over here, the steel beam on this side would get in the way and make it just a little bit awkward to move the bench out of the way. So with this one, obviously when I take these off, the space I've got now seems so much bigger. Also means when I'm deadlifting I'm not worried about either my butt hitting the beam on this side or my head hitting the beam on this side. So really pleased with this cage so far. Only used it once or twice, but can't have any complaints. This would be the one I would recommend going for if you're on a bit of a budget and you're not squatting ridiculous amounts of weight. The one thing that was putting me off buying this cage first time around was that it didn't have a dip attachment, so that was the only negative with this one compared to the previous Bodymax cage I had. However, I recently noticed that there was this optional add-on which is now obviously going to allow me to do my dips in between the cage, and the other benefit is obviously you've got your choice as to how wide you want to dip. Because I know sometimes, certainly in gyms, with having a dip station, you're sometimes restricted to a fixed width. So having that option is great as well. And again, these just come out as you would expect.